Yes. Good morning, everyone. So today is the first class which I'm taking, and I would like to give you an introduction to the significance of the Python, because either you want to become a full stack developer or automation engineer or web developer or whatever, the Python plays very important role. It is look like a Java, right? There are much more better features provided by the Python. So while learning, you would be get to know all this, right? So I hope somebody already aware about Java. In what way Java is not going to be useful for certain applications to be built, you will be get to know all this, right? So firstly, I just yeah. So firstly, I would like to know there are plenty of programming languages, right? C, C++, Java, Python, C hash, ASP.NET, Golang, R programming. There are hundreds of programming languages. Hardly you guys aware only 3 to 4 programming languages. So firstly, you always question yourself that why do we require a programming knowledge? Without which, what would happen? Is that so important? If not exist, what would happen? That's a very primary question you're supposed to have always. Because there are two types of people in the market. Somebody wants to become a job holder, but they don't want to apply any programming skills. Somebody wants to become a job where they're likely to become a hardcore programmers. You guys are learning to become a hardcore programmers because you would like to apply your knowledge to make things better. Mathematics, right? You can do 5 by 5 matrices, right? Multiplication. How much time it takes? 10 minutes. If I give 1 million into 1 million, can you do the matrix multiplication? But basic fundamentals, how to do the matrix multiplication, right? For the same thing, if you write a program within a nanosecond, 1 million into 1 million matrix multiplication can be do by the computer because its speed is millions of instruction per second. It is able to execute. Clear? That's the reason we wanted to apply the programming to do the computation where the human existence will be required. See, if there is a bank, right? How many people used to be there to serve you at a bank? 5, 10. 10 people used to be there where you can withdraw the amount, you can take the check, you can take the DD, all this, right? Per a day, on an average, 10 employees in the bank. How many people are served by them? Can you approximately tell me? They take minimum half an hour for each candidate. Accordingly, they would work. They'll come at 11 o'clock. By 3 o'clock, they are going to be wind up. How many hours they work? 5 hours. Within 5 hours, 10 people, to how many people they would be served? 50? Max. Max 50. Now, because of the Google Pay and Phone Pay payment gateways, for a particular second, millions and trillions of the people can able to make a transaction to transfer the money or not. Which approach is better? Programmatically, whatever the products we have developed are serving better than the human or not? Absolutely, there is no comparison. I can take 1% of the human service, 99% is better. It saves the time, it saves the money too. Are you clear? Therefore, your intellectuals manually, if you apply, you cannot do more service to the people. Your same intellectuals you can apply through the programming, crores, millions and trillions of the people can get your service. Are you clear? Therefore, programming is required. Are you clear? Let us see why programming is mandatory. First is that problem solving. Are you clear? Everything is problem now. Everything is problem now. How? Let's suppose you want to find a factorial of a given number. You tell me where factorial to be find out a particular number is applicable. Why do we require factorial number? What is the need to find out the given factorial number value? Tell me 1, 2 reasons like where you will be applied. For what you will be applied. If I give number, you will be give the answer. What is the need of that factorial value to be find out? Huh? For what solution? For what problem you will give a solution? It's a problem, right? If I ask you factorial of 90, I'll give 10 hours time to you. Can you compute and tell me the right answer? I'll give 10 hours to you. Still, I don't expect you will be giving a right answer. Don't use any calculator or something. Do it with your heart. 10 hours time I'll give you to find out the factorial of 90. I'll show you. I'll execute and I'll show you. Your human capabilities are just 1% is applicable. I'll show you that. That's a problem, right? Matrix multiplication is a problem. Trigonometry is a problem. Integrations, differentiations, logarithms. Have you applied ever in your day-to-day life? No. Yes or no? Same place, if you apply the programming, just like that, it will be solved. Just like that. But you have to instruct to the computer how to solve it. If you don't write a program in terms of instructions to the computer, computer is dummy. It doesn't take any own decisions. As per your instruction, it would be perform the operation. Are you clear? If you give an incorrect instruction, it behave incorrectly only. Are you clear? So problem solving manually, it takes more time, more money, more space, more time. Yes or no? Instead of the same problem, we can solve by the programming. Absolutely, it solves many things. Let's suppose a drone. If there is no drone, can you shoot a movies nowadays properly? 100% they are using the drones. Can you fly like a drone? But if you write a program for the drone, it can fly like a flight. Up to what distance, up to what height you want it to be, that's up to you to be decide. It is problem or not? Taking a shoot from the ground is different. From the bottom, if you wanted to take a shoot, 100 kilometers of the radius we can cover and we can capture the thing. Yes or no? Can human can take? Absolutely no. It's a problem. Such a problems are solving just like that using programming. You know, drones are using to spray the fertilizers at a field. You know that? Hundreds, thousands of the acres, you can stand at one place, you can able to spray entire the 100 acres of the land. Can human do that? Absolutely no. Yes. No. Let him come. No issues. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The next problem is with the programming, innovation is possible. What do you mean by innovation? Innovation means what? How can you define an innovation? Solves the problem in a better way. Already problem is solving. What is the best way? If you wanted to switch on the TV, you have to hold the remote, you have to switch on the button, and you have to press to the button Netflix you wanted to open or a Hotstar you want to open or like that, right? Manually we're doing. The same thing now because of the Alexa, you can give the input through voice. This is called innovation. Are you clear? Now earlier we used to switch on the fan by pressing a switch. We have to go to the near switch and we have to press so that the fan will be on. AC is going to be on. Now, Alexa, we can control all the home appliances through Alexa. This is an innovation. Earlier, we used to have a remote to operate the TV, to operate the AC, all this. Now, in mobile itself, there is a universal remotes are there, especially, you know, the Redmi phone. In Redmi, there is an IR sensor, infrared sensor, through which we can operate all the home appliances as a remote. With the one remote, all the appliances can be operated. This is innovation. Earlier, we used to unlock the door, we used to be locked the door. Now, smart doors using sensors, object detection concept. When the object would come nearest to the door automatically opened. Once the person will become inside, lights are getting on, door automatically getting closed. How does it happen all? It's an innovation. All this innovation is possible only if you know the programming concept. Will you agree with my point? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes or no? Absolutely. Yes. Just automation, I said. Smart road, smart city, smart agriculture, smart home, all these concepts just because of the automation process. It can be an IoT, it can be an embedded system, it can be other things. It's an integration process. Through programming this particular possibility, automation could be possible. Whole car manufacturing is does by the automation process. Isn't it? All the car parts are not going to be carried by the human being. Machineries, automated machineries is going to pick up respective parts and it will be plugged into a specific places. The human doesn't involve into it. This is an automation process. How beautiful it is. Wherever, see, let's suppose you wanted to keep your hand somewhere else in the car. Some places we cannot keep our hand. But there are small parts. You cannot imagine that the human brain can also be operated through the nanotechnology humanoid robot. Brain tumor can be able to release by the nanotechnology humanoid robot. Heart holes are going to be filled with a humanoid robot. Yes or no? Now, human is not doing any operation. Human is not doing any operation now. Already many things are operated by the robots. Very clear? This is called an automation process. That automation process is done by what? By the programming. If we don't know the programming concept, the innovation, automation, problem solving, time saving, and money saving cannot be possible. Do you agree with that? Absolutely. This is the reason we supposed to be learn the programming at a school level only. All the international schools have been started the programming. Programming is not meant for a specific category of the people. Everybody can learn the programming. But where you will be applied, for what you are going to apply is a matter. Are you clear? Great. What are the any programming language you take? What basic fundamental concepts you are going to learn? Very few, very few. If you know those concepts, you can write the program just like that. They are, first you must know what is an algorithm. These are the very key concepts, very high level key concepts. What do you mean by algorithm? You tell me, can you define what is an algorithm? Step by step process to solve the particular task, to solve the particular problem. Algorithm is look like a pseudo code. It is like a semi-structured English. Just like an algorithm is look like an English, where it tells you to solve the problem in a systematic and in a persistent and a sequential manner. You cannot change that. Are you clear? If you want to withdraw money from the ATM, what are the steps will be involved? Firstly, we have to validate ourselves that you are a valid card holder or not. If your card itself is a valid, then the further transaction would happen. Directly, you cannot able to check your bank balance if your card is already blocked. Steps are going to be written in a sequential manner according to the flow of execution required by the application. If you write an algorithm incorrectly, coder is also writing incorrect code. Testing will also be through with a lot of bugs and defects. Obviously, the product does not accept. Yes or no? So algorithm is the first level where a business analyst. Do you know there's a software development life cycle? You know software development life cycle? What? Just hold on. SDLC. What is the full form of SDLC? Software
Development
life cycle. Absolutely. What are the phases are going to be involved in it? The first phase is does by the business analyst. Business analyst are also known as a Scrum Master. What is the job of this business analyst?
To
He
require
would
the
be
yes,
client.
yes.
Who is the client? The people who require a software for their purpose. Just hold on. Jyoti. Oh no. Last one. No. Right. Right. Business analyst. So this guy will be negotiate or conversation is taking place between business analyst and stakeholder. Stakeholder means probably client. So who required a software? This business analyst will talk to them, understand the business requirements, BRS, which means what? Business requirement specifications are going to understand with respect to the client requirements. Then he would be prepared SRS also. Software requirement specification. See, don't expect the client is a highly technical man. He might be a non-technical person. He would be give you the requirements, their usage in terms of generic natural language. Very clear? That natural language sentences need to be understood by the business analyst. He would be converting into a software requirement specification level of language. Because the terminology, English, we use function. In programming, function definition is different. Very clear? Program is not a scientific word. It is a general word. Marriage program, anniversary program. Are you clear? The words which used by the client might be not suitable enough to be converted into a software implementation level of words. Being a business analyst should be a very highly intellectual, is a matured enough and highly experienced man, even though the client can be explained the requirement in Hindi, in English, in Tamil, in Kannada, it can be Germany, it can be China, or any language. This guy need to understand the requirements and try to understand whatever the expectations a client has, will it be possible to convert into a software development or not? He need to be decided. Certain requirements we cannot able to implement. Are you clear? If I say trrr, can you convert into English? Can you write a spelling of that? Such words are many in different programming, different languages. If you look at certain natural languages, you don't understand the word, meaning of the word. Are you clear? Therefore, business analyst is going to gather information gathering with respect to the software requirement is required. Once he would be take SRS documents and the BRS information, then the designer is going to be comes into picture. What is the job of the designer? He would understand the SRS and BRS document given by the business analyst or Scrum Master. He would be able to convert into now algorithm, ER diagrams, flow diagrams, sequential diagrams, collaboration diagrams, many more. Class diagram, many more things you will be draw through the certain tools such as Argo UML, Uniform Modeling Language, or Rational Rows. All these at your college level you might have learned them. Are you clear? Once the designer will prepare all these particular documents related to all these, related to certain document level information, then the developer is going to be involved into picture. This is the third phase. So developer can be also called as a coder, can also be called as a developer, can be also called as a programmer. What is the job of the developer? By seeing the designer diagram, by seeing the business analyst and as well as the SRS and BRS documents, he would be start writing the programs in terms of certain programming language such as Java, Python, many more languages. That depends on the company's requirement. Are you clear? Then obviously, the next phase is going to be a testing phase, where the QA is going to be analyzed. Quality analyst is going to be validate and verify the particular software, whether it is functionally, non-functionally performing the responsibilities or maybe produces the right outputs with respect to the client stakeholder requirements or not. That verification and validation is done by the quality analyst, by manually, by the automation. If you want it to automation, testing does, obviously we require a programming knowledge. That's the reason even automation testing engineer should require the programming skills. Here, functional testing can be done, unit testing can be done, database testing can be done, ETL testing can be done, performance testing can be done, security testing can be done. There will be multiple mobile testing, hardware testing, many more types of testing. You guys are going to perform specific testing work. Are you clear? So if all the test cases are passed according to with respect to the client requirements, then the product is going to be approved, then it will be go for the next level is called as a deployment level. Deployment process. Deployment is nothing but installation of your development location software into the target mission. Such a word is called as a deployment process, where DevOps engineers would comes into picture, AWS person will comes into picture, maybe maintenance people comes into picture, installation people comes into picture, many more. Are you clear? These are the phases that comes into software development lifecycle. There are hundreds of designations will be assigned at each level of the cycle. Are you clear? I spoke very verbal or maybe very outlier things. I spoke with very overview things. If you really draft the designations and assigning works can be done by each person, hundreds of designation would be involved into these all 5 layers of the software development lifecycle. Clear? Okay. Now, I hope you understand. The very importantly, the algorithm is the job does by the designer, isn't it? Okay. Let me clear it off. Yeah. Okay. Data structures. I hope you know already. What is the need of the data structures basically? Firstly, you just answer my question. Does human follow any data structures? Which means, will you follow any scientific or mathematical model to store the information in your brain? No, right? Absolutely, we follow emotions. How human is going to remember our information? Do you know my name? Tell me what's my name? What is full name? Yeah, partially know that. If you really seriously wanted to know about my all background, if you have some kind of opinion, there is a need, you would be get to know what. Who is this guy? His background is what? His experience is what? Everything you will be get to know about me. But you should have a zeal. You should have an enthusiasm to know about me. Otherwise, even if you sit me 6 months also, after 6 months, you don't remember my name at all. Because our relations, our necessities, our intentions will make us to learn and remember the things forever, for more longer time. Are you clear? You guys will sit together 6 months, maybe 4 years in our class. If I ask somebody's name, you will be recollect. You will take time to recollect. Who was sitting in the last bench when you were in a first year of BTech? If I ask, sometimes you won't give answer also. Yes or no? Because we don't remember at all. Because we feel that that's not necessary. But computer does not perform like that. Each and every piece of information, if it gets stored into the computer, quickly answer. It does not lose anymore. Permanently it stores the data. But to store the data in a particular computer digital fashion, it requires mathematical, scientific structures. It is not like a human being. Human definitely. If I ask your relatives, your brother, sister, their husband, sister name is what if I ask? Definitely will say no. He won't say, right? Unless if he have a crush on her. Yes or no? Definitely can quickly. So everything emotionally connected, which is the people used to be remember the information. But I don't want all these bloody emotions, all this, because human is always error. If you are a pilot, if I give you the right to you to stop and land and take off as your wish, if somebody will make a call to you, hey, I'm coming, I'm in the airport, can you stop? Can you stop? If they ask you, will you stop or not? If I give full permission to you, you will stop, right? Therefore, so when to stop, when to take off, when to land the flight does not have the pilot's permission. It requires some decision making is does by the program. Are you clear? Because human is always erroneous. Always people would show the bias. See, let's suppose Jahnavi. If she has a opinion to attend the class, yesterday only I spoken to you, right? Let her come and sit in the class. She would come at 10 o'clock at the right time. I think she don't want to listen to the class. Let her go away. Why should we have to call? Her opinion, right? Shall we beg her what for come the class and all? No, right? Because it's all emotions. But to store the data into the computer, there are no emotions, there are no sentiments, there are no physical color, it is strictly, it will be an image. But everybody are getting services now. Yes or no? There are no partialities. So data structures basically hold the data in a specific structure such a way that whenever you want, it will be give you accurately answer. Whenever if you want to update, it will get updated. Whenever if you want to delete, you can update it. You can delete it. All the data related operations can be allowed by the data structures perfectly without a 1% of the erroneous also. But the human cannot. Such a data structures, in detail, we are going to talk about all of them. Linear data structures called as a stack, arrays, and queues. Non-linear data structures such as trees and graphs, all this. You have already learned from the academic year. They are the benchmark. They are the mathematically proved. They would store the data. They could allow the request. They would retrieve the data without any fraction of seconds of delay also. Therefore, having an implementation of the data structure by any programming language is essential to learn. Understand? Great. Okay. Control statements. there are any programming language, C, C++, Java, Python, or any programming language, control statements are exist. How they would be help us generally? They would be help us because the computer can execute the instructions in a sequential fashion by default. Yes or no? By default, computer knows if you give 10 lines of instruction in a program, sequentially does. But I don't want to execute the instruction sequentially. I want to execute certain operations according to my wish. There is a remote. The remote has multiple buttons, right? If you write a sequential program, if I click any one particular button, all the instructions will be get executed. Do you expect all this? If I would like to show the only Prime Video app in the TV, if we click, there is a Prime Video button, only Prime Video is going to launch. Rest of the operations will keep quiet. That's possible because of the control statements such as if, else, if else, for loop, while loop, nested loops, break, continue, return, pass, all these will be a statements exclusively designed to be handled certain situation as per the end user requirement, not as per computer requirement. Are you clear? That's the reason control statement complete knowledge is very essential, highly required, prioritized. Are you clear? Great. Okay. Functions. Functions is the concept, especially it is a style of writing a code in a function such a way that reusability of the code is possible. The large code is going to be divided into a small modules, which is called as a modularity concept is possible because of the functions concept. In remote, if we click power on button, if it is a off phase false, it will be enter into on if I press. Again, if I press from true state to the off state, it will go. So whatever the job it does by that particular power button has been implemented behind with the help of functions concept. Function will isolate one piece of code with another piece of code. Performing an action on a one particular button should not be disturb the other buttons program. That kind of a modularity, reusability of a code, isolation of the code, change management is very easy just because of the functions concept. I think a lot more things you are going to learn. It's not a right time to be elaborate in terms of programming just like urgently because of this particular explanation. I think when time comes, I'll be explaining to you in detail how the functions are most powerful and very prioritized concept. Right? With an application level, we can able to does it. Okay. Right. Next is that any problem solving you are doing through the programming, what are the steps you're supposed to be followed? See, for everything, let's suppose I'll tell you, the house or building constructed by the people at a city level and houses or buildings constructed at a remote level, can't you feel the difference? You'll feel the difference, right? Are you clear or not? In cities, people are building 120, 150 floors. The people who are what they can call it as one level masonry or else someone, right? I think their skill set is different from the remote as well as the metropolitan city. Don't be compare both of them are the same. The skills are highly sophisticated. But city lo kattina ee buildings ki proper planning to kadtaru. Building kattaka munde civil engineer to velli they would take a architecture blueprint of a building. How many floors they are planning, what is the space you have, and how many floats are possible, what is an estimation of the resources, hardware, software, or maybe nowadays software like smart homes also building. So all the estimations before going to start work will have a plan. That's important or not? ఎంతో మందిని చూస్తుంటాం బిల్డింగ్ స్టార్ట్ చేసి డబ్బులు లేక మధ్యలో ఆపేసి కూర్చుంటారు. ఎంతో మంది రోడ్డు కాంట్రాక్ట్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తారు, డబ్బులు లేక గవర్నమెంట్ నుంచి బిల్ రాదని మధ్యలో ఆఫ్ చేసి కూర్చుంటారు. ఇట్స్ ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ ప్లానింగ్, రైట్? సో ఎనీ టాస్క్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ ఇట్ టు బి కంప్లీటెడ్ టిల్ ది ఎండ్, we should have a proper steps involved in it. You're supposed to be follow such a way that the success rate is going to be high if you follow the standard models. Are you clear? What are the steps will be involved to solve a particular problem? Let's see now. Firstly, you should have a clarity to define a problem. Asli problem enti? Ippudu there is a one chef, 20 people are waiting for the masala dosha. ఒక్కడేమో దోశ వేస్తున్నాడు, 20 మంది వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నారు. దిస్ ఈస్ అ ప్రాబ్లం, రైట్? హౌ లాంగ్ యూ విల్ వెయిట్ ఇన్ ద క్యూ? ఎక్కడ చూసినా ఇదే ప్రాబ్లం. డిమార్ట్లో పోయినామా గంట సేపు క్యూలో నిలబడాలి. ఆ స్కానర్లు, ఆ స్కాన్ చేసే వాళ్ళని చూస్తే ఇట్లా బీపీ షుగర్ లేస్తుంటాయి మనకి. ఇట్లా స్కాన్ చేసి ఇట్లా ఒకసారి చూస్తారు, మళ్ళీ స్కాన్ చేసి ఇట్లా చూస్తారు ఒకసారి. వాళ్ళని రప్పమని కొడదామన్న కోపం వస్తుంది. నువ్వు చేసే పని చేయకుండా పక్కన ఆడ ఈడు ఏం చూస్తావు? క్యూలో జనాలు చచ్చిపోతున్నారు, పిల్లలు ఏడుస్తుంటారు. ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ టెల్లింగ్ యూ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఐఎమ్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్. నువ్వు ఎలా సాల్వ్ చేస్తావు ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్? నీ కెన్ యు టెల్ మీ నౌ? నీ అంటే యు ఆర్ అ హైలీ టెక్నికల్ మ్యాన్. నాకు ఆ క్యూలో నిలబడడం ఇష్టం లేదు. నాకు ఇంకో 20 రూపాయలు ఫ్రీగా తీసుకో నా దగ్గర నుంచి. నాకు 1 మినిట్ క్యూలో నిలబడడం కూడా ఇష్టం లేదు. టెల్ మీ ది సొల్యూషన్. నో. ఎంతమందిని వర్కర్స్ని ఇంక్రీజ్ చేస్తారని? సండే రోజు వెళ్తే కనీసం 1000 మంది ఉంటారు. 1000 మంది వర్కర్స్ని పెడతాము. అబ్సల్యూట్లీ. మనం పెట్టుకునే బాస్కెట్లో ఒక స్కానర్ పెట్టి పోతూ మనం ఈ వస్తువు తీసుకున్నాం ఇట్లానే ఇటు పడేస్తాం లోపల. బిల్లు ఈ క్యూలో ఉంటాం. నీ యొక్క బాస్కెట్ ఏదైతే దాన్నే కంప్యూటర్ సైన్స్లో మార్కెట్ బాస్కెట్ అనాలిసిస్ అని ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ ఉంటుంది, అసోసియేషన్ రూల్ మైనింగ్ అని. ప్రాబ్లమ్ సాల్వ్, రైట్? వెళ్తూ వెళ్తే క్యూలో పర్టికులర్ టోకెన్ నంబర్, మన బాస్కెట్ యొక్క నంబర్ ఉంటుంది కదా, బిల్ ఎంత అయింది స్కాన్ చేయి, డబ్బులు పే చేసి వెళ్ళిపో. వాట్ ఈస్ ద నీడ్ టు బి స్టాండ్ ఇన్ ద క్యూ? ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఇస్ సాల్వ్, రైట్? 1,00,000 మంది వచ్చినా సాల్వ్ చేయొచ్చు మన ప్రాబ్లమ్. సార్ నో. తిరుపతిలో కూడా సేమ్ ప్రాబ్లం. తిరుమల, రైట్? There are lakhs of people used to go. Securities are not able to handling them. కొట్టుకొని తొక్కులాటలో చచ్చిపోతున్నారు జనాలు. What is the way to solve the problem? It's a problem, right? ఏం చేశారు దాన్ని? మార్నింగే నువ్వు 6 o'clock క్యూలో ఎంటర్ అయితే కింద దిగు తిరుపతి కింద నువ్వు వాక్ నుంచి అన్న వెళ్ళు, ఇలా అన్న వెళ్ళు. లేదంటే ప్రీ రిజర్వ్డ్ టికెట్స్ ఉంటే నీకు ఒక స్లాట్ ఇస్తారు. పర్టికులర్ డే ఈ స్లాట్లోనే క్యూలోకి వెళ్ళాను. మిగతా టైంలో క్యూలో వెళ్ళొద్దు. సెక్యూరిటీ బయటకు పంపించేస్తారు. నేను అసలు క్యూ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళొద్దు. స్లాట్ కాన్సెప్ట్, రైట్? స్లాట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏంటి బేసికల్గా? ఇట్ ఈస్ అ క్యూ డేటా స్ట్రక్చర్. ఫస్ట్ కమ్ ఫస్ట్ సర్వ్. చెప్పినట్టు నువ్వు టైంకి వెళ్ళాలి క్యూలో. ఫస్ట్ వచ్చిన ఫస్ట్ పోనించాలి, లాస్ట్లో వచ్చిన లాస్ట్లోనే ఉండాలి. వాడు ఎమ్మెల్యే అయితే ఏంది, సీఎం అయితే ఏంది? ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఇస్ సాల్వ్. ప్రాబ్లం నీకు క్లారిటీ ఉండాలి. ప్రాబ్లమ్ని నువ్వు డిఫైన్ చేయగలగాలి. ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి నీ ప్రాబ్లం అని అడిగినప్పుడు ఎందెందో స్టోరీలు చెప్తావు. ఆ ప్రాబ్లంని సాల్వ్ చేసేవాడు ఎవడు? అది క్లియర్? నీ క్లాస్ అర్థం అవ్వట్లేదు, అది ప్రాబ్లం. ఒకరు వస్తారు, hi guys, how are you? You know, how the class are going on? You know, is the faculty is good? Is that explained nicely? Or what's your problem? What's your opinion towards the faculty? If someone would ask, Monica, classes అర్థం అవుతున్నాయి కానీ అని అక్కడ ఆగిపోతుంది. నీ పేరేంటి? విక్రమ్? ఎస్, విక్రమ్. సార్ will explain everything in English. I don't know, I'm not understanding Telugu. ఇప్పుడు ఒకటి తెలుగులో క్లాస్ చెప్పని చెప్తాడు. మనం సబ్జెక్ట్ మొత్తం ఇంగ్లీష్లో చెప్పాలి, తెలుగులో క్లాస్ ఎట్లా చెప్పాలి? ఏదో ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కి somehow we can able to explain that. The whole subject talk in English, Telugu is completely people would get irritation. If Hindi people will be there in the class, they would irritate a lot. Directly on the face they'll say, sir, please don't talk your local language, please talk in English, they'll say. Clear? Whatever the problem you have, you are not able to convey in a proper manner. How can I give solution? Clear? That's a problem. Defining a problem which can be solved programmatically or scientifically or mathematically, first your problem should be defined properly. Are you clear? That's the first job is this. Okay? Plan a solution. There are multiple solutions for the same problem. Whichever the optimal solution is possible, there will be a feasible solution, there will be an optimal solution. Are you clear? What does it mean? Feasible solution will have a flaws. Flaws అంటే కొన్ని మెరిట్స్ ఉంటాయి, అంటే కొన్ని డిసడ్వాంటేజెస్ ఉంటాయి కొన్ని సొల్యూషన్స్. కొన్ని సొల్యూషన్స్ కి నో డిసడ్వాంటేజెస్. కెన్ యూ రిమార్క్ న్యూటన్స్ లా? ప్రాబ్లం, చాలా ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ని సొల్యూషన్ ఇచ్చింది కదా న్యూటన్స్ లా. కెన్ యూ రిమార్క్ ఇట్? లో. అవన్నీ స్టాండర్డ్ హైపోథెటికల్ గా ప్రాపర్ గా టెస్టింగ్ చేసిన తర్వాతనే ఇది ఈ ప్రాబ్లం కి 100% సొల్యూషన్ ఇస్తుందని చెప్తాను. నువ్వు చెప్పే సొల్యూషన్ లో I'll tell you one problem. మా వాషింగ్ మిషన్ దగ్గర ఇల్లు చేంజ్ చేసినప్పుడు వాషింగ్ మిషన్ నుంచి ఒక పైప్ వెళ్తుంది కదా ట్యాప్ కి, కరెక్ట్ గా ఫిట్ అవ్వట్లేదు. ట్యాప్ కి పెట్టిన తర్వాత వాటర్ ఫోర్స్ వల్ల ఆ స్లాట్ అనేది అన్ప్లగ్ అయిపోతుంది. ఏం చేయాలి? ఐ వెంట్ టు షాప్, దట్ వాట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ షాప్కి వెళ్ళి I need a pipe where this washing machine can go to the tap. It is not fitting my existing pipe. I'll ask. వాడేమంటాడు? కొత్త పైప్ కొనుక్కో 500 పెట్టి అంటాడు. అరే నాది వాషింగ్ మిషన్ కొత్తదరా బాబు, అది కూడా కొత్తదే, బట్ ఇట్స్ నాట్ గెటింగ్ ప్లగ్ ఇన్ విత్ ద ట్యాప్. ట్యాప్ లో కూడా సైజెస్ ఉంటాయి. సో ఐ వాజ్ థింకింగ్, one day I went to China Bazaar. You know China Bazaar? It's one kind of a shop, right? All the groceries, all the things will be available. There, if you find there is a pipe which can be plugged in between tap and as well as washing machine. It costs only 10 rupees. Have you seen that? I was looking at that particular thing. I was thinking to solve my problem by that particular material. So I took two pipes I've taken. I just plugged in, perfectly solved my problem with 10 rupees. If I took 500 pipe, or shall I solve this particular problem with the 10 rupees? Absolutely. Solving the problem with high cost is not a solution. Are you clear? ఇప్పుడు ఇంటికి మనకి ఏసీ కొనడం చేత కాదు, నువ్వు ఎన్ని ఫ్యాన్లు పెడితే ఇంత కూలింగ్ తీసుకొని వస్తావు? ఇస్ దట్ అ సొల్యూషన్? 10 ఫ్యాన్లు పెడితే ఈ క్లాస్ రూమ్ లో కూర్చోలో బయటికి పారిపోవాలని డౌట్ వస్తుంది. ఏంట్రా ఈ శబ్దం ఎట్లా వస్తుందని? అవునా కదా? దట్స్ అ ప్రాబ్లం. సో ప్లీజ్ అండర్స్టాండ్, బికాస్ we are writing the programs for solving a problem. While you are giving a solution through the mathematics or programmatics, is that a feasible or is that optimal is a very important matter. Are you clear? Great. You just try to be solved accordingly. Write the code. While writing the code also, Vikram will write 10 lines of code. Monica will write only 3 lines of code. Obviously, which one is acceptable? 3 only acceptable. Because the less size of the code will occupy less memory and execution time is also very less. Response of the program will be very, very quick. That's what the stakeholder requirement is. That kind of a scientific software engineering metrics you have to be follow while writing the code. Software metrics and functional metrics, non-functional metrics. Are you clear? You might have seen in software engineering subject, all those. Test the program. while test the program, debugging can be done. All the boundary value analysis we are going to do while test the program. The program is performing well, or programming is performing, giving a right output or not, programming is entering into the deadlock mode, program is going in an infinite loop, or programming is going to be stuck somewhere else when the inappropriate input will be given. All the combinations and permutations of inputs will be giving and will be tested whether the programming is functioning according to the client requirements or not, will be tested thoroughly. If all the test cases functionally and non-functionally is expected output given, then the product is going to be approved by the senior most project managers. Obviously, the product will be released in the market. That's the testing is going to be happen. Optimize the program. So writing a program at a one particular stage does not mean which is a final version. Version management, you know that? 1.0. Next refinement 2.0. Now the Python version is 3.13.1. Python version keep on changing. It was 2.0 Python version. Are you clear? The versions are going to be changes by including or by adding certain innovative features for the existing product. Writing a program at a one particular stage does not mean it is a final version. We are trying to be optimized. Now we are using MS Office 2025. Are you clear? If you look at MS Office 2010 or 2007, you cannot use that now. Yes or no? Those many enhanced dynamic features have been included and provided as part of the MS Office. That's a software, right? Isn't it? So these are the important steps are getting involved into writing a programs for solving a particular problem. In interviews, people used to ask, నేను ఏదో ఈ స్టోరీలు అన్ని చెప్తున్నాను కదా అనేసి నువ్వు అన్ని వినేసి మళ్ళీ వాట్ ఈస్ అన్ అల్గారిథం అంటే ఇలా నువ్వు తలెత్తి చూసినావు అనుకో, ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఎంబారసింగ్ సిచ్యువేషన్. నా క్లాస్ వింటున్నారు అంటే up to what level you are able to remember the things is important. Yes or no? Because tomorrow you have to face the interview. Instantaneously, you're supposed to be answer my question. Are you clear? See, every 10 days, there will be a mock interviews done by US people. అప్పుడు నువ్వు క్లాస్లో పర్ఫెక్ట్గా క్లాస్ వింటావు, అవతలాడు క్వశ్చన్ అడిగినప్పుడు నోరు తెరవు. వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ మీన్? నీ క్లాస్ అర్థం అవ్వలేదని అలా, ఫ్యాకల్టీ చెప్పట్లేదని అలా, నువ్వు ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వట్లేదని అలా, నువ్వు గుర్తుపెట్టుకునే స్టేజ్లో లేదని అలా ఏమని చెప్పాలి? Whom I have to blame? End of the day, last week, we brought one company, Genesis company, for the drive for hiring the students. 26 people have written quantitative aptitude exam. 4 people have cleared. 22 people have got a negative marks. Can you imagine? See, guys, you are ready for the industry. We are giving you the full knowledge, which is sustainable knowledge at an industry which is full of skill sets which require to even technical things. I'm not a mathematical faculty, I'm not a quantitative aptitude, or I'm not a soft skills faculty to teach you English, Telugu, that the way you face the interview, group discussions, all this, I'm not able to force you to learn them. Because I thought I have a confidence that you are already matured enough to face the interview. Kindly please understand your abilities, where you are having a strength and what weaknesses you have. నీ వీక్నెస్ ఏంటి, నీ యొక్క ప్లస్ పాయింట్స్ ఏంటి నీకే తెలియాలి. తెలుసుకొని వాటిని రిఫైన్ చేసుకో. మిమ్మల్ని తిట్టడానికి, మిమ్మల్ని షౌట్ చేయడానికి ఐఎమ్ నాట్ హియర్ యువర్ ఫాదర్ ఆర్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ అ స్కూల్ టీచర్. యు ఆర్ గ్రోన్ అప్. ఒక్క మాట అనాలన్నా ఫీల్ అయిపోతారు. క్లియర్? So understand my words. Try to change your abilities if you are lacking in certain things. అది ఎవరికి తెలియదు, నీకు మాత్రమే తెలుస్తుంది నేనేంటి అనేది. అది క్లియర్? ఇప్పుడు నా గురించి అడిగితే యూ విల్ బి గివ్ మీ సో వేర్ యు ఆర్ ల్యాకింగ్, వేర్ యు ఆర్ అప్ టు ద మార్క్, వేర్ యూ స్టాండ్ ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ నాలెడ్జ్. మీరు నా గురించి చెప్పగలుగుతారు, కానీ మీ గురించి నేను చెప్పలేను. అది క్లియర్? గైస్, అండర్స్టాండ్ దాట్. Now I'll become to the Python concept. There are Java, there will be C++, there will be C hash, there will be Golang, there will be Groovy, there will be other programming languages. There are plenty of. With what features, with what characteristics you would like to be decided to learn the full stack Python? అసలు ఎందుకు నువ్వు Python ని నేర్చుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నావు? What are the best features provided when compared with earlier existing programming languages? We should have a clarity. Are you clear? Yes. Easy to learn. What does it mean? Yes, absolutely. We can understand the English. Python programming language is high-level programming language. What does it mean? A programming language terminologies and keywords are very resemble to the natural language called English. English లాగానే కనిపిస్తుంది. Print, input, if, ఇవన్నీ English language words కదా. Before high-level language, we had machine level languages, we had assembly level languages. అవి రెండు difficult అని the great authors have been designed some high-level programming languages. Are you clear? Before high-level language, we do have Lisp, ADA, assembly level language, PLSQL, చాలా ఉన్నాయి. They cannot understand those languages because they are difficult to remember. Therefore, Python, C, C++, Java, all are high-level programming languages where their statements, specifications, everything will be look like some English language. They are very closely related to the natural language like English. ఒక లాంగ్వేజ్ ఈజీ అని చెప్పడానికి తెలుగు బెటర్ ఇంగ్లీష్ బెటర్ అంటే ఏది బెటర్ మీకు? Tell me. For you, English is better or Telugu is better? Telugu is better. Why like that? Because Telugu having 56 characters, English is having only 26 characters, right? See, I'm a Telugu medium.